Hi everyone. I don't know if the weather is affecting connectivity or what, but I had a terrible time getting connected. So we will wait a few minutes to give everyone else an opportunity and then we'll jump in. Have a very cute card for you, kind of a twist on a card that is a very popular fun fold. I do them often and I love this twist that was shared by a fellow demonstrator, and it's crazy how easy it is. So let me just make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. I see us. Make sure you say hello and let me know you're here. Let me make sure I can see comments. I can. Okay, I think we are good to go. We will wait. Hi, Linda. Hi, Nancy. We just had a crazy, not one, but two downpours. Craziness. We got drenched the first time we were out, and the second time, my gosh, it was crazy. And then it's like nothing. It's just gone. Hope everyone's doing well. Can you believe it's August 1st? Like, oh my gosh. And again, like I said, we're gonna wait just a minute and then we'll get started. I just love this card so much. Okay. We'll wait one more minute. I can't believe this month has already flown by. We already have kids in our area going back to school. Our kids here in Louisville start next Thursday, I think, which is weird on a Thursday. I don't know what our Board of Education is thinking sometimes. It's exhausting. I know, and we're making one today. It would have been a Christmas in July card, but we'll pretend it's the last day in July, right? Okay. But yes, I actually had a Christmas in July stamp-a-stack last weekend. That was so much fun. And then we are going to be doing Christmas cards September, October, and November. So I'm excited. There's so many new things we can use. It's crazy. And I'm already getting busy with Craft Bazaar stuff. I mean, I'm like, oh, it'll be here before we know it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Today is Saturday, August 1st, 2026. And again, I can't believe it's August. But this is our weekly Facebook Live here on DonnaStamps.com. Thank you so much for being here and spending a few minutes with me. I wanted to just touch base with you on a few things that are going on. Of course, I've been talking about the new foiling system, which is absolutely awesome. I haven't gotten it yet. I can't wait to get it, but I'm seeing so many gorgeous things that, you know, it's one of those things that you don't think you need, and then all the gorgeous products start twisting your arm, right? So that is available. It is $160. It works with our Stamp Cut and Emboss machine, and it's just phenomenal. They are bringing out more and more new product with the new catalog that's coming out in September. There's a whole new line of products, so I'm super excited about it. And I promise as soon as mine comes, we will play with it. They just announced that we're having a designer series paper sale. That actually starts on Tuesday and goes through the whole month of August. If it is on select cardstock and designer series papers. I don't know what those are yet. They will announce those on Tuesday. But if you've been waiting to get some designer series paper, I would not wait until the end of August to get those, for fear that they might sell out. Most of the ones that we have are good through, of course, the end of August. So my hope is that most of them will be available to you. Of course, with a brand new month, that means we have a brand new product of the month, and I am in love. How pretty is this paper? It's called Glow of Harvest. And you can kind of see the patterns here. They are stunning. And of course, you can get this for $5 when you place an order of $75 or more in my online store through the month of August. Again, I think this is another product that's going to be very popular. So I would not wait to get it if you want it, so that we don't have the risk of it selling out like some of our other product of the months have done way before the month ends. I've been talking about the fact that the new September to December mini catalog is coming soon. Demonstrators are already getting to pre-order from it. But I do have some. I have some more coming. This is just a little sneak peek of that Advent calendar. There is so many cute things in this that are not only for Christmas, but we've got Halloween and fall, lots of new designer series papers. There's several mix and match. As soon as my order gets here, we will do an unboxing. I know I'm slow this time, but as soon as it gets here, we will definitely do an unboxing, and I'll share all of those things with you. As far as upcoming events, tomorrow is the last day to sign up for the mini album and home candle class that is going on at the Candle Barn a week from tomorrow, August 9th. There's a link here in the group that you can go over and sign up for that. It is $45, and I share with you the mini album. And again, you'll see a picture of it here on the page if you're interested in that. August 11th, which is a Tuesday, is my Tuesday class at the Marine Corps League. I'm going to be alternating every other month. Last month in July, it was cards using the Memories and More, the ephemera packs. And then the opposite month, it's going to be 2 12-by-12 scrapbook pages. So that is on, like I said, August the 11th. That information, again, is up on DonnaStamps.com, as well as here on the page, and you can get all of that information. It is a $30 class, but it includes $20 in product, so you'll have things left over once you make those 2 pages that you can make more utilizing them. Our next Stamp-A-Stack is August the 30th. It is all occasions. And like I said earlier, we will start back on Christmas cards September, October, and November. So this one's all occasions. It's $25 for 16 cards, 4 each of 4 designs. And in addition to that, my team is having their annual stash sale. Now, you don't have to do Stamp-A-Stack in order to come to stash sale, and you don't have to do stash sale to come to Stamp-A-Stack, but it's a great way to get all kinds of different crafting items. It's not just Stampin' Up! Products like my BOGO sale. It is all kinds of craft products. So if you are looking for certain things, if you're a scrapbooker who doesn't need paper and stickers, etc., you'll find a lot of these things all priced to go. So that is from 1 to 4 on August the 30th. And then, of course, registration is open for my summer Creative Escape. That is on September 19th from 9 to 6. It's $50. Early bird registration ends on August the 21st. So if you're interested in coming, go register before the 21st, because anyone who registers will be getting an extra special gift from me as a thank you for early bird registration. And then regular registration with payment due for early bird or regular is August the 4th. I foresee this selling out, so it's already about a third full. So if you are interested in coming, I would go reserve your spot now so that you don't miss out. If I do sell out, I will go on a waiting list just in case I have cancellations. But if you're interested in doing that, register sooner than later. Okay, make sure you're commenting. Hello, everyone. Hi, I said hi to Linda and Nancy, and there's Linda Allfox. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Barbara. I sent you all a text message. Hopefully you got that about tomorrow. But make sure you're commenting and saying hello, etc., and let me know that you're here. I'm going to put your name in a drawing for the product that we did, or project rather, we did on our last live. And this was the little pop-up card we did that folds out. It looks like this. And it's just a super fun little card. So I've got everybody's name here in the hat that commented last time, and let's see who is going to get that. Okay, that's going to go to Ann Smith. So Ann, I have your information. I'll get that ready for you. And then if you share my video, which I greatly appreciate, be sure you type the word shared in all capital letters. That way I know that it was you who shared, and your name will go into a drawing for a stack of cards from my stash. So let's see who is going to get those. And that's going to go to Linda Offox. Linda, your stack is getting bigger and bigger. I need to get these to you soon. So we will get those ready for you. And then, of course, if you place an order in my online store that is $35 or more before shipping and tax and after any rewards, I'd like to send out an embellishment as a thank you. And this month, we're going to do the Pearls of Beauty. I just love these. Can you see the shimmer on them? It is crumb cake and calypso coral and white. And the fun thing about these is that you can color these white ones. So if there's a color that you don't have that you want, you can use your Sharpie markers or your blends and color those. So those are extra fun. And I always send those out at the beginning of the new month. That way, if anyone places last minute orders, I can take advantage of that. And also don't forget that if you get the product of the month from me, I always send out a PDF that includes 8 different projects that you can use with the product of the month. So I am pretty excited about that. Okay, is that everything? I think so. Hello, Linda McFarland. It's the night of the Lindas. I love it. Okay, let me put the camera down, and then I am going to show you what we're going to be working with tonight. So give me just a second. Hang tight. I decided we'll just stick to our normal backward routine for right now. I will figure this out, but the other day when we tried it, it was making me sick, flipping the phone, the camera down and everywhere. Okay, we're going to be working with some of the elements from the Stitch Stocking Bundle. We're going to be using the sentiments from this, and this is part of our July online exclusive release. We're going to be working with the paper today, these awesome dies, and I want to show them to you because there are so many amazing dies in here. These are the 4 we're using tonight, but look how pretty these are. You have a stocking with lots of little elements and decorations that you can add to it. You've got these that cut out a square, 2 gorgeous labels, 2 borders that I'm going to show you how one of them works. And then you have all these little patchwork squares that you can cut out and do lots of things with. Now you partner that with the Designer Series paper. And oh my gosh, I have been playing with this so much, I've realized I cut up a whole page. This is called Stitch Season. Let me move these. I need those. I need these. Let me put these back. Have y'all ever heard of a crafter math? That's when you make a mess of your desk. If you could see mine after a live, you would die because it's a disaster. Okay, let me show you these patterns. I am loving these. And some of them you can actually use for things that are not Christmas. This has got cherry cobbler, old olive, peaceful pine, pecan pie, real red, and secret sea. Just gorgeous. I love how the peaceful pine kind of just works with everything. I mean, here it is with old olive. It's just a very, very nice color combination. So you've got some patchwork pieces here. On the back of this is this beautiful Peaceful Pine plaid. Again, I think that would be gorgeous for mail cards. Another one, and you can cut these out in different ways so that you can use your elements. And some of those dies actually work with the designer series paper as well. So you're going to be able to piece some of this together. And this one's got, again, a pattern that I wouldn't consider Christmas. So it's gorgeous for lots of different ones. This is one of my favorites. I love that Secret Sea. And then we've got this little, it's kind of like dots that makes a really pretty one. This one's gorgeous. I think this would be great for scrapbook pages. You could cut these out. This would make a gorgeous element just for the center of your card. And this one has Peaceful Pine and the snowflakes. And then we have this one with all the little cardinals. And then this one has candy canes. Now there is another piece that has holly on the back. You can see I've been using this pattern up a lot, but on the opposite side, it looks like this. And so you actually have 7 blocks per line. So you can cut them up into strips. Let me grab, if I can find what I just did with it. Yep, here it is. We did this card at my team meeting recently. So you can see how we took that strip and just used that as our focal point. So this paper is going to be a lot of fun to work with. Okay, all right. So let me move that out of the way and we will jump in here. Okay, and again, I wanted to show you that I put the online exclusives handout up here on the group. It looks like this. I try to put them up every time. There will be another one in September. And here are all the products that are in this suite. So you can get the Stitched Season suite that has the paper, the bundle, the little buttons. Here, let me grab those. So cute. You've got white ones and red ones. I don't know if you can see, they have a sparkle around them that's just adorable. And then that red stitched ribbon. So there's all kinds of fun things that you can do with this whole suite. So I'm excited to really get in and play with it. Okay, let me tell you about your pieces. You're going to use a piece of Peaceful Pine. This is 8.5 by 5.5. And it's scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. You're going to need a basic white layer. This is 5 1/4 by 4. You're going to need a piece of the designer series paper. This is about 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. But I actually just cut it along the lines of that designer series paper, and it's the one that has the plaid on the back. Okay, so you can kind of get an idea of what you need. Then you need 2 pieces of basic white. These are 2 3/4 by 4, and then you need a piece of real red, and this is 3 by 4 1/4. Okay, then I've got some little scraps here. You need some old olive. You need some real red because we're going to do some little holly berries, and I've actually already done them, so you can kind of see just how cute those are. Okay, we're going to put those on our card. And then you need 2 pieces of something that will coordinate, and these are actually 2 by 2. Yep, and these use this die. One's your layer, and the other one will fit on this die. Now this die will actually cut this whole image out, and I've already done it, and it looks like this. Isn't that cool? I love all the stitching here. So it's a tree, and the tree, you could actually raise them up if you want. I'm not gonna do that because this is gonna go on the inside of our card. And then I just cut that down to 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and that's going to be our layer, okay? And then I do have some Designer Series paper strips. This one is 5 1/4 by 1/2. And these are 3 3 by 1/2. So, okay. So, lots and lots of pieces. Vacuum laying them. Okay. So, like I said, for the purpose of television, I've already die cut all those out. So, I'll lay those aside. Okay. So, a couple of tricks for this. So, two of the dies that are here is this little banner here of trees and this awesome patchwork, okay? And this can be used in lots of different ways. You can actually get these little elements out and fill them back in. But I've gone ahead and taken one of those pieces. Oh, what do I have on it? Let's see. There we go. And die cut that out so you can see how it makes this gorgeous edge that peeks through. So you can put your Designer Series paper, you can put just cardstock behind it, etc. Okay, but I love how it does that, and the tree does the same thing. And then what's nice about this die set is when you're going to go to do your holly, you actually have two different ones, okay, that will cut out multiples. So you can get a total of 4 and you can get 3 little berries. So it makes it nice when you're going to put these little elements together that you have extra pieces. And I love how they do that because it really saves time when you are working with things. Okay, so the first thing I want to do, and you're going to laugh at me when I do this, but believe me, there's a madness. I am going to go ahead and put my strips on the opposite white and the inside piece here. The reason I'm going to do that is once you see how this card goes together, you can use these as a guide for stamping, and especially with the way that the elements lay. Okay, let me trim that off. I always cut just a tad bit longer. Now this is called a reverse flip card, and it's basically a little twist on your standard Z-fold card. So if you're like me and you see me making lots of Z-fold cards, it's one of my favorite fun folds to do. This will change up that and give you one more way to kind of enhance that idea. Okay, Donna, one way or another. This was shared by another demonstrator, and I'm like, that's ingenious. So we're going to do it tonight. Okay, so I'm just trimming off these ends. Of course, adding Designer Series paper to your layers is a great way to be able to use up those scraps. So we've got that done. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this piece and I'm going to mount it onto that piece of basic red, or real red, basic red. Where did I get that idea? Okay, now I'm just going to use regular adhesive, but you always can use liquid glue if you like. Okay, so that's going to go right here. Okay. All right, so that's all of those pieces. Now, let me lay those up here for a second. Let's add our little tree. And this is one of those cards that you can use Designer Series paper. Where I have this element, you could use basic white like I have and stamp. This one has lots and lots of options. Okay, so what we're going to do is our standard fold for our Z fold. So we're going to fold it in half and burnish. have to flip mine over and burnish on both sides. And then we're gonna fold that back, just like normal, just like we always do when we make a Z-fold, okay? And again, if you're not familiar with it, it's because when you fold it, you have that shape of a Z, okay? We're gonna take that strip of designer series paper and we're gonna put it on the front. And it's just going to leave an edge. Now you could, if you wanted, take this to the next level and you could trim this down and add another piece of coordinating cardstock behind it. I'm not gonna do that, okay? And then this piece is gonna go in the center. Now before I do that, I wanna stamp on it, okay? And then you'll see why. But I am gonna lay that aside. And I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna put it right here in the middle, okay? Maybe up a little bit. But I'm gonna put this flat right here, okay? Now what's gonna happen is we wanna make sure that our stamping, because this layer is gonna fit into this whole process here in just a second, we want to make sure that this is going to cover up whatever we have under it. So we need to make sure that our stamping, etc., stays within that frame. Okay, so we get out our new pad, and I have Sending Warm Wishes This Christmas. And again, this is from the Stitch Stocking. And I'm just going to stamp that right underneath here, right about there, okay, just like that. Then on this one, I'm going to still use my piece. Did I really just touch that? Ugh. Okay. I will make another one. And if you don't have one of these, you need one. I don't think I'm gonna be able to save it. This is a sand eraser. And sometimes, yeah, I'm not. Okay, I will make another one for whomever name I draw, so it's not got a piece on it. Okay, I picked it. I'm still getting used to these new pads. I think I press too hard sometimes. I do like how well they stamp, but I'm known to pick up an edge. Okay, there we go. All right, let me close this. Put that out of the way so we don't have green anywhere. Okay, so we've got that piece, we've got this piece, we've got this all together, and we've got our base. So what I'm gonna do now is take this piece and I'm gonna lightly put it in the center, just like this. Okay. So a normal layer on the center, right? And then this is gonna fold. Now typically when we do a Z-fold card, we put our piece on the front, right? Well, actually, we're gonna do something different. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tuck this under here like this, okay? So we wanna make sure we've got our piece centered. And now you'll see why I put the strip on here first before I stamped, because it kind of helps to make sure you have things where you want them, okay? So I'm gonna put this right about here. Yep. And then I found that if I laid my piece in here and then added my adhesive, that it went together a little bit better and I didn't have to worry about having adhesive in the wrong place. So I'm gonna push this down, put it over just a bit. That's what I want. And we're gonna adhere that, right? And then we're gonna flip it over and this piece is gonna go right here. Okay. this here on this back panel, just like this. And of course you could use whatever designer series paper you want. Now I've got these little hollies. I'm going to take the dimensionals off the back, maybe. There we go. And I want to put these right here. I'm going to put one there. And I'm going to put one right here, just like that, kind of overlap them a little bit, okay? And then if you've never done this before, if you don't have a rhinestone color that you need, in this case, I don't have any red ones, I can take a Sharpie marker or a blend and just color right on to the rhinestones. You can do this with our pearls. You can do them on the rhinestones. And that way you have the color that you want. And then I'm going to add those right here, just to kind of give it a little sparkle and shine, okay? And so now your card looks like this. So it's here, and then when you pull it, the flip goes the opposite direction, okay? So normally when you do your Z fold, it just flips over, but it kind of hovers. This way it's going to flip the opposite. And I just love how that works. Isn't that cute? Now you could leave room to right here. You could put a piece on the back if you want. However you want to do it, you could add additional rhinestones. Again, you could stamp and make this an embossed piece. This just has a lot of options for you. So that's one. And then I took another piece of that designer series paper and I flipped the colors, okay? So then this is real red with a peaceful pine. Now I will tell you that I have found when I do these that you do need to burnish a second time. That way it'll lay a little flatter. Okay, so this one is the real red one with the peaceful pine, and you can see how pretty that looks. And then you'll pull. So super fun, right? So try this with designer series paper that you already have. Again, you can stamp, you can do whatever you want, but I thought that this element just looks so pretty behind that or in front of that cardstock that it just kind of popped the whole card. So I hope that you love it too. Love this card. Yeah. Isn't that the way it works, Linda? We find things we don't think we need, and then someone, I know I'm guilty. I show you things, or I see demonstrators show things, and then I have to have all of that. And of course, you can always take a strip of this same designer series paper, whether it be the plaid or the little dotted, and add that to your envelope and tie it all together, which is super cute. So I hope you love this idea. Give it a try. Feel free when you do cards that you might copy to send them to me. I'd love to see them. And I'll even share them here on the group or over on the Creative Cove. Now, I will have all of the measurements up for you shortly. If you need anything, please let me know. And again, don't forget that tomorrow is the last day to register for the class at the Candle Barn if you are interested. If you're not currently working with a demonstrator also, or you're not a demonstrator and you would like a copy of the new catalog, let me know and I'll be happy to get one for you too. Everyone have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks so much for moving over to tonight. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all next week with another fun card. Thanks so much. Bye-bye, everyone.